Hello YouTube, Size17 here, but you can just call me Travis. And welcome back for another collection update. And welcome to October. Probably, maybe potentially the best month on the calendar. Do you agree? I think you probably do. I feel like a lot of metalheads like October and or fall. So don't think I'm alone there. But yeah, let's just jump into the music. In the background we are listening to, I just picked this up the other day. This is Absolution by Khemmis. 20 bucks spin, some sludgy doom metal. I really like this, so now I need to pick up their other one, which I cannot recall the title of, the blue one, whatever you want to say. But yeah, this is really good. Alright, a lot of new releases in this one. First up, one I've been super excited about ever since I discovered that it was going to be coming out, and I was not disappointed. That is the new one from Swedish traditional heavy metal artist Air Raid. This just came out on Friday. High Roller Records, they were awesome and were able to get it so that it arrived on my doorstep on the day of its release. And yeah, I had heard 3 songs on this album before, and I was jacked for the potential of how awesome this record could be overall. And like I said, I was not disappointed. No doubt that this album will be in the top 5. I don't know how high in the top 5, but top 5. This album is great. The riffing is amazing. The soloing is just incredible. They have a new singer. I was a little worried when I first heard the very first track that I heard from this new record, because the previous guy had a more falsetto thing going on, which I always really enjoy, and this guy definitely was more of a mid-range guy. But no, this guy rocks. He's like actually like an amazing singer. So like he just kills it throughout the whole album. They also have a new guitarist. I'm not too sure how much of a difference that made, but because they kind of the other guitarist was a significant songwriter before that, and he still is now, along with the new guy. So I'm sure there's something to that being a factor in how good this album is. But regardless, I'm just babbling at this point. Awesome record. Fans of Odyssey era of Yngwie Malmsteen, you might think this is an album from that. There's a lot of times where I hear like a guitar tone or something, and I'm like, man, that sounds like not necessarily specifically that album, but that era of Yngwie's music. Yeah, just awesome riffing, killer soloing, vocals are fantastic. Awesome traditional heavy metal album. Definitely recommend checking this out. Alright, also ordered from High Roller Records, another traditional heavy metal artist. This is Attic with their new album called Sanctimonious. If you are not familiar with Attic, they are a German traditional heavy metal artist who is pretty obviously trying to sound exactly like King Diamond, with the super outrageous falsetto vocals and kind of the like spoken parts kind of like alternating back and forth. Really good. Their first one, the Invocation, came out, I don't know, like 2011 maybe. That one's pretty good. I thought it was a little too reliant on the trying to sound like King Diamond. It was still pretty solid, but I don't know, I never picked it up even. I want to, but it never kind of grabbed me so much that I felt like I needed to grab it up quickly. But anyway, this one is definitely a step up. I definitely feel like they kind of have got their own kind of sound going on now, not just strictly sounding like King Diamond, though that is significantly still part of their sound. This is out on Van Records, and yeah, like King Diamond, they you know, it's a concept album, the story's being told, and I thought this was really amazing. It comes on this digipack. Comes with this fold-out thing that is like the map of where the story is taking place, the convent, which I thought, this is amazing. You know, I'm not too much for reading lyrics and stuff, but I will certainly sit down with the lyrics in this map and you know, try to piece it all together. Kind of like when Cultus de Gaulish released that album, Coven, or something about in love. What's the album called? You know which one it is. I sat down with the lyrics and read that one through. That was pretty fun. Yeah, for someone who doesn't really read lyrics or pay attention or doesn't try to, when they do kind of cool stuff like this, I kind of feel like I need to. But yeah, pretty good. Nothing that's like super groundbreaking or amazing, but definitely worth your time if you're into traditional heavy metal. And if you like the first one, definitely check this one out because I think it is definitely a step up from that one. So yeah, Attic with Sanctimonious. And actually, when I posted this on Instagram, Ross made a good observation that it was an interesting choice to do the inverted cross with the I as opposed to one of the two T's. Never really noticed that myself, but thought that was kind of interesting that he noted that. But yeah, Attic, Sanctimonious. Alright, another album that came out this year. I've been highly anticipating this one ever since I heard that it was coming out, and that is the new one from Wolves in the Throne Room. This one is entitled Thrice Woven, out on Artemisia Records. I pre-ordered this through their site, and then it was shipped like 2 days after it came out, but regardless, it finally arrived, and I really like it. If you are not familiar with this band, they are a black metal band from Washington State, kind of a post-black metal, black gaze kind of stuff. Really good. I really like them a lot. Their previous album, Celestite, was actually an ambient-only album, and I kind of had heard that was the direction that they were going to be going. But this one is back to their their more traditional style, and I'm happy to have had them do that. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say I like it as much as their other albums. It's probably my least favorite at this point, but I think it's still pretty good. I think my major gripe with it is that I feel like it's kind of less black gazy than usual. It doesn't kind of have, it kind of lacks that kind of like cloud of intensity. I'm not really sure how to. I'm sure if you're familiar with the band, you kind of know what I'm talking about. I think part of that is that I feel like the vocals and the drums kind of sound too low in the mix for me. I kind of wish they were louder, but not to come off like I don't like it, because I think this is a pretty good album. Just maybe not as good as their other releases. And again, I've only listened to it, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 times. So give me some time, maybe I'll feel differently about it. But as it stands now, it's pretty good. So if you like their previous black metal albums, definitely check this out, because you probably will like this also. Happy to have it. Yeah, it'll definitely be a top 30, no doubt. So yeah, Wolves in the Throne Room, Thrice Woven. Alright, next up, a couple CDs I ordered it, a binder in order. First one up is another 2017 release. This one is called The Black Tower by Sons of Crom. This is an album that I initially kind of just passed over because the album art didn't do much for me. But then Brain Smasher, who you should all be watching, and probably do, he repped for this album, and so I was like, okay, I should probably check it out then. And yeah, I initially kind of was iffy on it. I thought it's for what it sounds like, they're kind of like a Viking metal, that Bathory sound. Yeah, if you're into Bathory, it's a very good sound alike. The kind of overdubbed group clean vocals, kind of, for lack of word, were initially kind of sounded cheesy to me. And so it kind of took me out, because the rest of it was pretty good, especially the guitar work and the soloing, which is excellent. But I felt like I probably needed to go back and listen to it again, and I did. And the second time around, those vocals that were bothersome to me didn't really bother me that much, so I was able to move past it and hear an awesome album. So yeah, big Bathory fan, and I think any other fans of Bathory will probably enjoy this album as well. Particularly after the track Legacy, which is sort of like I will call it an interlude track. The 4 tracks from Black Wings Up High through Rebirth of the Sun, just great stuff. Particularly the solo in, what is the name of this song? Is that a B minus Locky, the second to last track. The solo in that one is absolutely incredible. Definitely probably one of my favorite solos of the year. But yeah, this album is really good. Definitely check it out if you're into Bathory, Viking metal type stuff. I would say they have a little more of a traditional heavy metal edge to them in the Viking metal style, but you know, that's if I'm just throwing out some extra sounds and stuff. This is an international band, I think, because I think one guy's in this two-piece. I think one guy's from Sweden, the other guy's from Finland. But yeah, this is their second album, I think, too. I need to check out their first one. But yeah, Black Tower, Sons of Crom, check it out. Also, from my journey, I picked up another album from Falls of Rauros. This one is called The Light That Dwells in Rotted Wood. Yeah, this is a band, specifically this album, that I checked out, I believe when it came out, which was like 2011. You know, it was good or whatever, but I couldn't really get into it. And so I kind of moved on. But then, this year, when everyone was, you know, really repping Vigilance Perennial super hard, I thought, well, maybe I should give them another try. And that one really clicked with me. And so, you know, I went back and listened to this one, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know why I didn't like this before. This is really good. So I knew I was just going to pick it up at some point. So when I was, you know, mostly was going to get that Sons of Crom, I decided, what the hell, pick this up too. Pretty good. I think this is a reissue done last year, I think. Binder recordings. But yeah, if you're not familiar with the band, they're kind of, you know, it's kind of that same realm as Wolves in the Throne Room, but a little more folky, a little less straight black metal. But still really, really good. Definitely, if you haven't checked this band out, I definitely recommend that you do so. So yeah, Falls of Rauros, The Light That Dwells in Rotted Wood. All right, one more CD. If you've been following me, I'm just steamrolling along on the Integrity. So I picked up the next one up, and this one is called Integrity 2000. Interestingly enough, it was actually released in 1999. Kind of in like this case. I think I only have one other album that is in a case like this. I believe it's Mushroom Head, like 13 or something like that. It doesn't come with any liner notes or anything, just has some info behind the CD here. Yeah, this one, I've had such an influx of music this week that some stuff I've only listened to a couple times, and this is an example of that. My visceral opinion was it's good, but kind of like maybe a step down compared to some of the other stuff that I've been listening to. But definitely needs to be listened to more by me. Victory Records. Yeah, not much really to say about this, because like I said, I need to listen to it a few more times before I really draw an opinion. But yeah, Integrity 2000 by Integrity. Alright, last couple things. Something that is kind of interesting to me is I've noticed that a lot of people who I watch on YouTube, they buy multiple versions of like the same album, you know, over different mediums, you know, tape or CD or record or whatever. Man, I got a frog in my throat. I never really kind of understood that, because, you know, in my, you know, simple mind, I was like, oh, but that could just be something you could buy that you don't have. Well, that all changed when I came across these. I was just kind of, you know, surfing through Discogs, you know, which is a horrible idea. And I came across this first one, and I was like, I know that I own this, but that is a beautiful cassette tape. And so I bought it, and then I found out that another one of their albums was also released on cassette, and it was also beautiful. And I couldn't help myself, and I ordered them. So it is the full-length albums from Acid Witch, Witchtanic Hellucinations, their first one, and then Stoned. Witchtanic Hellucinations is their first album. Comes on this wonderful, beautiful, acidy green, lime green tape. Side burn, inside out. These are both Hell's Headbanger re-releases. I think 2012, I want to say, is when they came out. Comes on this J card, which is pretty cool. Very similar looking to the CD liner notes, just in a smaller J card version. This album, if you have never watched my videos before, is probably my favorite album of all time, so that was certainly a factor in me wanting to pick it up. Beyond the beautiful greenness of that tape. So yeah, not much to say about this other than I couldn't help myself and buy these beautiful, beautiful items. And then secondly, Stoned comes on this beautiful pumpkin orange color. This one's also got a side burn and a side out. J card. Also similar to the CD liner notes. Also, kind of perfect timing for this actually to be shown on October 1st. Actually, I guess it would have been more perfect if it happened to be like October 31st. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, super happy to you know, kind of be collector scum with this one and pick up a couple of awesome and beautiful cassette tapes. So yeah, Acid Witch, Witchtanic Hallucinations, Acid Witch, Stoned. Alright, that is all for this week, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you are familiar with any of these releases, let me know what you think of them. And yeah, have a good day.